Welcome back once again to Mommy's Yum. A lot of you saw this on Instagram and Facebook and asked me how I did it, so I'm going to make it. If this is something you like to make for your kids, it's beautiful, it's really nice, sit back and let's make it together. So I used the tuna to make it. This is tuna here. If you don't have tuna, you can use sardine, or also you can use chicken. You shred the chicken. I made the chicken part earlier before. And also I'm going to be using cheese, and here I'm going to show you how I store my cheese to make sure that it stays for long in the fridge. So this is the baking paper that I use. Once I buy my cheese, I take it out from the pack. Once I open it, that's the first time I open my cheese, I take it out from the pack and then I use the baking paper to wrap it up before I put it in the pack. So you can see that here. I'm going to cut out the cheese that I'm going to use today, and then I'm going to wrap it up again. As you can see, just wrap it up very well and make sure that it's well covered. Put it in the cheese pack and put back into the fridge. I assure you, you are not going to have this mold that forms in the cheese when you buy it. This is going to stay for very, very much longer than how much it would have stayed if you just put it back into the pack. So that's it. I'm going to grate my cheese and get it ready for the sandwich. You can see I use the part of the grater that is the tiny part of the grater. I don't know what to call it. So that's what I use. You can see that here. I'm using the sardine with oil in it. So I'm going to drain out the oil and drain out as much as I can. You can use sardine in water or any other one. Just make sure you drain out whatever liquid that is inside it, scoop it out, and then mash it up very well. The next thing I'm doing now is to add my cheese to it. Now, adding the cheese depends on your child's preference or your preference. If you are the one eating, you know I'm always making for children, so I always say your child. So my children don't like too much cheese. They don't want it too cheesy, so that's why I put this quantity. If you want it quite cheesy, you can add more. And you can see my mayonnaise going in, so I'm adding some mayonnaise. Again, mayonnaise, the quantity you use depends on how sticky you want it or how creamy you want it. For us, I don't want it to be dry, and I also don't want it to be too wet. So that is the quantity I've used here. Just put it and mix everything all together. If you like the one that is quite creamy, if that is what your child likes, then that's fine. If you do that for my children, they will not eat it. So that's why I always try to say, when you are adding, think of your child, think of what your child likes when you are doing that. So you can see the result here. So here I've got my bread, and the best bread to use is the sliced bread, and the thinly sliced one, probably the medium loaf. If you can see, the thinly sliced one is easy. And I've got my cutters. So this is what gave my sandwich that beautiful look. I got these cutters on, I think, either Amazon or eBay. I will check and put the link in the description box below. It's really quite easy. I think it comes from China, so you can order it from eBay, you can order from Amazon, you can order from any other place maybe that you have. It's really very easy. I will check out the name, or I'll check out if I can see the pack. I think it's not written in English actually, but this is just it. It's really quite easy. I'm going to show you how you use all those three, or I will say two. And then I've got my butter here. I'm going to be using butter. The butter is always like a barrier to make sure that everything stays fresh. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to start making my sandwich. So watch and see how I'm going to be making it. make sure you add a little. And when you're adding this, make sure that it just covers the middle part of it, not, it shouldn't go all the way out. And don't worry about the bread that we are going to cut out, because at the end you are going to see how I use that bread. It is not going to waste. Now, I don't waste food. I always think of a way I'm going to use whatever I do, or whatever I cook, or whatever leftover I have. So we are not going to waste that cutout, okay? Just watch till the end and you see that. Now I'm cutting the bread. You can see I'm using the first big layer to just press it into the bread, and then I'm going to be using this one with the design. It has the jagged end. You can see that. Then gently press it. As I said, you can see I'm holding my bread down because the bread slice is a bit big. So that's why it's trying to break open. So it's always better you use a thinner slice of bread. It makes it easier. So this is it here. Once that is done, push it out. And you have it. So you can see, you can use any filling, like I said. You can actually you can use egg, you can cut slices of egg, gently place, or mashed egg and put in here. There's a whole lot of fillings that you can put in this, and the children will enjoy it. Trust me, they will. My children love this. I had to make it 2 times, one with chicken and then one with this tuna. So I'm going to go ahead and then just cut the rest. And here it is. It's looking pretty. Seriously, I love this. It's looking pretty, and there's nothing else to do. You don't need to put anything else. So back to the leftovers. You can see that, like I said, I'm going to make my own breakfast with the leftovers. So that's the leftover tuna. I decided to add some egg to it. So I'm just whisking everything to make sure that they mix together. And then that's my frying pan. Added some butter. Just swirled some butter to make sure that my pan is well buttered, if I can say that. And also don't forget that the sides of the bread has butter on it. So this is, you put that in mind. And then I'm going to take the bread now and make sure that I put the side that doesn't have butter on it. You can see I try to turn it and then I remember. So this is the side that has the butter on top. And then I'm going to pour in my egg here and then allow it to cook. I'll cover and allow it to cook. And that's it. That's my breakfast. So out of your children's breakfast, you can also make your breakfast out from it. And everybody will enjoy a lovely breakfast. And I hope you liked this video. And if you are still watching, please don't forget to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, please. And hope to see you in my next video. And if you make this for your children, please don't forget to give me a feedback if they love it. I'll put the link of the cutter in the description box so that if you want to get it, you can also get that. If not, you can find other cutters that you can use, maybe improvise. You can actually make this recipe without cutting. It's just to put the filling in. In case you don't find the cutter, you can still make it without the cutter. So this is just a good breakfast or a good lunchbox meal for the children. Thank you for watching once again. Bye.